Shaking things up over here.
We're shaking things up. I really need new stickers.
Yeah, you do.
I hate how nude this is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's so nude. I don't know.
It's very corporate.
I don't
shell.
know who you are.
Yeah, what is my branding identity?
I don't know whether or not to be friends with you or to be impressed with how obscure your references are.
What is my reliable, non-perishable water drinking vessel? You can't know unless I have a fucking sticker of it.
Look at this. I have a sticker that's a mashup of Dave Vanian from The Damned and the Misfit skull. Says a lot about me as a man.
It's pretty cool. I'm still just, again, we're going to comb through all of it. I do want to bring up on the show what we talked about on the radio yesterday about how you shat on a newspaper in order to get a stool sample. But we'll get there because that was a revelation that I needed.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was the New York Post. Or was it the Daily News? Memories hazy.
Every day. New memories. That's what I like about every day. You delete the old ones.
Welcome to Side Stories, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, fucker.
My name is Marcus Parks. I'm sitting here with Henry Zabrowski.
Unfortunately.
What do we got on the docket?
Oh, fuck you. What do we got on the goddamn docket?
I'm new to this. I don't know. Like, is that how I do it? Do I go like, Henry, what do we got on the docket today? What are we going to be talking about? I hear we've got some real wacky stories today.
Hey, listen, we got a lot to get through. We got a lot of show. We got a lot of show to get through today. So you don't hold me up. Meanwhile, I'm just going like 5 minutes before the show. Obviously, the big news.
Obviously.
Which is what happens. I mean, it doesn't stop. It doesn't matter who's on this fucking show. It doesn't matter what happens with Side Stories. The second we hit publish, the story that should be covered that week comes out.
Yes.
And it has to be the Mexican UFO hearing that is just... God, I just wish I was there. I wish I heard the music in the room. Because I do believe on some level there must have been, because the Mexican government had this, I guess it was a hearing, but I don't think it was all about UAP.
No. What it was is it was an open session.
That's awesome.
I
wish we could do it. Why don't we have that?
Yeah, it was an open. It wasn't because the way it was framed at first, when I first started reading it,
I literally thought it was the U.S. When I first saw the news, my first impression was just like, okay, so the United States government has carefully, like through every level of the top secret back areas of every single intelligence agency, carefully woven a conspiracy every day since 1945, keeping it up, destroying narrative, destroying people's lives, hiding all this shit, and then for fucking this long, and then all of a sudden the Mexican government just like, here's our UFOs. I thought that's what this was going to be.
It was the equivalent of a city council meeting.
It was. It was.
They just showed up and were able to talk about their grift, because that is one of the good things about it.
Hey, Marcus.
That is one of the good things about it is that, I mean, it was, the funny thing was that Carolina was the first one to show it to me. She was like, hey, check it out. And she goes, this is bullshit immediately.
Yes.
Because she knows the grift.
Well, also because in Spanish, we're listening to speak in Spanish. In my mind, I was like, this must be very important. And then you actually watch the translation of it and you're like, oh, this is just, we got this too.
This is big. It's Bigfoot guts, man.
It is our same guys are everywhere. And so right now, what actually happened during this entire, this let's call it a rigmarole.
Sure.
Was this man came out by the name of, he showed a bunch of aliens that were in his possession.
His name is Jamie Maussan.
Yeah, Jamie Maussan, who, good guy. I think a straight shooter. That's what you said.
Sure.
And he came out and he wanted to release this very special thing, show the whole world his mummies.
Yes.
Now he has a bunch of little tiny alien mummies, and obviously it's been a difficult week. But what was nice is that the memes have been making me smile. All of these mummies have been very good. They're very cute.
Yeah.
They got little mouths. Mm-hmm. They remind me of Wendy in many ways when what we're going to do to her.
Yeah.
Because we're going to mummify her just like this.
Good job. I appreciate that. But for those of you who haven't seen these mummies, they're what? 2 feet tall?
Very small.
Like 1 foot tall?
They are ribbed for her pleasure. They have, the only way I can describe it is shelf-like tits. They've got little, very square shoulders, and they're supposed to be anywhere between, I want to say, 700 and 1,800 years old. This is what this man is saying. Allegedly. And then they were found in Cusco, Peru. And basically, a lot of people in Peru were like, how'd you get our mummies?
Yeah.
Number one, there's a big criminal probe that's going into that.
Yeah.
But he wanted to show this thing. Be like, look, so according to Jamie Maussan, at this moment, the 2 bodies discovered in Peru are shown to the public that belong to tridactyl beings. He said they are a humanoid shape. And he said that these specimens are not part of our terrestrial evolution. These aren't beings that were found after a UFO wreckage. They were found in diatom algae mines and were later fossilized. Don't really know what that means. Seems to maybe he's just kind of improv.
Yeah, he's improv.
He's zip-zap-zopping.
Yeah.
And so he showed U.S. officials and members of the Mexican government videos of UFOs, identified anomalous phenomena. He did a whole presentation. I'm pretty certain that the first thing he did was like had a tape recorder and then and then when like they were bored by the original and then they put the techno version. You ever heard the techno version?
Yeah, it was on the X-Files soundtrack.
Let me look.
And because the X-Files soundtrack was incredible because it had that Foo Fighters version of the Gary Newman song Down in the Park. It was great.
Fuck yeah! God, I could see myself just fucking sweating over a hamburger at a porta potty at a UFO festival to the song. God, I love it. So we did a whole presentation. He said that scientists from the Autonomous National University of Mexico, the UNAM, were able to, they collected these DNA evidence via radiocarbon dating. And he says 30% of these tiny little guys' DNA was said to be, Marcus? Unknown.
And the UNAM have, which by the way is a very well-respected organization, very well-respected university, have come out and said, we don't know who this man is at all.
That's because they were so in shock at the results that they were, and then who knows, the Men in Black could have come and erased all their memory. I think it might have just been Will Smith with his big old hand. Just knocked everybody to next week. Yeah. But they're calling us debunked, which, hey, buddies, let's just let this, just let it be real. It's obviously not real. And it's hard to, because I love tiny mummies.
Of course.
I think it's really cute. And I guess the Peruvian government is coming out and saying, what in the living fuck are you doing with whatever this stuff that could be ours? Where did you get this from? And Maussan responded, I'm not worried. I've done absolutely nothing illegal.
Absolutely not.
I don't know if he said it suspiciously. I don't see it in the actual font here.
Illegal.
Illegal. And he said, whether they are aliens or not, we don't know. But they were intelligent. I don't know what that mean. How do you know? It's not like they have little math books next to them. All right? They lived with us. And this should rewrite Historia. And I think it's more going to rewrite his Wikipedia page with criminal allegations. I'm going to have a whole segment at the bottom of it.
Oh, I did read his Wikipedia page, and this man does have a long history of grifting. He was involved in publicizing a specimen dubbed the Metapet creature, which later turned out to be a skinned monkey.
Metapet creature. I got to look this up.
He also had in 2016 something that he called a demon fairy.
Oh yeah, that is for certain a skinned monkey.
I'm
looking at that right now. Yeah. This came from a guy named Urso Ruiz. Yeah. He regularly used to set traps to feed the owner's birds and snakes. But then one day he found a small alien-like creature alive, but caught in the trap. Oh yeah, and they said they killed it. Yeah. He said a bunch of ranchers got together and said KSS though, and beat the living shit out of it. Which is not good.
Yeah, the demon fairy, that turned out to be a bat with some wooden sticks glued to it.
Why doesn't he just shift to artist? Like, you're an artist. This isn't. I'm not a truth teller. I'm telling a story bigger than truth. Fiction.
This is my favorite one. In 2015, he led an event called Be Witness, where a mummified body that he claimed to be an alien child was unveiled. And then when they actually looked at the mummified corpse, it was a real kid. It was an actual human child.
It's like, my God, is that Madeleine McCann? I can't believe finally the mystery is solved. Man, just the idea of just bringing a bunch of mummied kids in and just saying aliens, that's our next gig. We got to go do it, man. It's so much simpler.
Man, I have for so long wanted to be like the five and dime man in what do you call it? The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, the guy that travels from town to town in the wagon that has the Cabinet of Curiosities. That's been my dream forever.
Don't take that away from yourself yet.
Yeah.
But
charge 2 bits a gander.